So some people have been asking about like why I reverted and all of that, and I thought I'd just make a video explaining it. So I was raised Christian, I was baptized, confirmed, all of that. So everything, like all of that. My family is Christian. There's like three Christian denominations in my family, so just like there's Catholic, Protestant, and Orthodox in my family. In 2020, this is kind of where it all started. 2020, I got TikTok right before COVID, which I think a lot of people got TikTok at that time. But anyway, fast forward 2021, I start looking more into different religions, and I follow a Muslim girl who ends up becoming a really good friend of mine. And she reposts videos about Islam and stuff, so I started doing more research on Islam. And then at that time, I was like, kind of like trying to learn more about Christianity, and trying to like look into like veiling in Christianity. And I was like modesty in Christianity. But honestly, I really liked the look of abayas and hijabs and all that. And it kind of like evolved from there. It was like the late 2020, like very late 2022, I started looking into Islam. And at this time, I was not sure what the right religion was, whether it was Christianity or Islam. And it was a very, very stressful time in my life where I was crying all the time, worried about going to hell. And it was so bad that like my mom would like, she checked out a book for me from the library about different religions. And then like I was on the phone with like my grandma and stuff. But it was like 2023 when I figured out that I wanted to convert to Islam. And I didn't say my Shahada until the middle of 2023, even though I had been considering myself converting to Islam for all that time. So it was like 6 months. I said it alone in my room. And that was it. But it was kind of hard for me because I was kind of taking it really hard. And I was like trying to go into it too fast. And I was really depressed and I was disillusioned with Islam. And there was just like a lot of extremists online, whether they be like not following Islam at all or they're like super extremists in their faith. And it was really hard to find the truth online. So then at the end of 2023, I go away to university and I join the MSA. And then I retake my Shahada in front of witnesses. So I kind of had two Shahada dates, just September 2023 and June 2023. Honestly, I just say 2023. I don't really have a date. And it was at that time I started to get a better relationship with Islam because I wasn't taking it so far. And I actually knew Muslims in real life. Like, I cannot stress to you how important it is to talk to Muslims in real life. Like, it's really, really important. And then 2024 was my first Ramadan. And it went really well, and I met some really great girls in my MSA. And then it just goes from there. That is my story. It's actually a shorter video than I thought it would be. But yeah, that is my story. I'm not wearing hijab yet because my family doesn't really know. I told my parents like a while ago, but I think they forgot. My extended family doesn't know, so it's really hard. But I'm hoping to tell them soon, so make dua for me that it all goes well. And it is kind of hard because Islam is so different than American like mainstream culture. Like Islam is not about consumerism, it's not about individualism, which America is super individualist. Islam is really about community, and so that's really interesting. And I did find it really hard because I went from doing all these things, like I never prayed 5 times a day, I never ate halal, I never didn't drink alcohol, you know what I mean? Like all these things that are normal to Muslims are so normal in like American culture that it was really hard for me. But I think that Islam is a learning experience when you first revert, so just take it slow, please. What I would do is kind of follow like the 5 pillars of Islam. The first pillar is Shahada. So after you take your Shahada, take it right away. Because I waited and I actually didn't wait. But second is the law. So focus on your prayer. Number 1, that is the number 1 thing you should do. You should also read the Quran, probably like a good translation with some explanation in it. And then you can worry about other things, because I think everyone needs to take it slow, because it is kind of a culture shock to come from like a white American culture and go towards Islam. But it is totally worth it. Do not ever doubt it for a minute, because I've had my own struggles with the like transition, but it's totally worth it. Islam is quite similar to Christianity in a lot of ways, at least like not like evangelical, I don't think, but like I think it's quite similar to Orthodox Catholicism, like Anglican, because of just like, but yeah, Islam transcends culture. There's like culture, I mean, it's important, of course, but Islam is for everybody, every culture, every person, every person. There are Muslims in every country. There are Muslims in every state in America. There's Muslims everywhere, and they come from all backgrounds. And I think it's so beautiful that there are more people reverting. And you should definitely look into it and not be so scared. And also, I wouldn't interact with Muslims in real life, because I think that Muslims online kind of like, you're gonna see the most extreme people online, so try not to go on. Islamic journaling prompt. I want you to write down some Quranic duas or some like duas from Hadith. So I wrote them here. I wrote their transliteration and like what it's for. So I have a dua that removes anxiety. I have a dua for protection in the evening. I have a prayer for protection from grief and anxiety, and I have a dua before leaving the home. So I just made like a little list. I found this on the Yaqeen Institute website, all these duas. So I made a list. So if you're unsure of what to do, you can do this.